This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Beamer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Comfort Fit Ventures, Summit Regional Medical Center, Coronado Center, and Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school football on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Very good evening, and thank you for joining us here from Blue Ridge High School for the culminating ball game of the regular season in the 3A East. I'm Derek Palmer alongside Mike Granillo, Mike Caldwell, as this is a big one for a variety of reasons. Starting with, it seems as if Round Valley's got to have this one. You got teams behind them in the north and Winslow that looks like they're probably going to get a W and might have enough of an 8-2 record to leapfrog Round Valley. Page is undefeated and seemingly poised to win that region. So if the Elk want to guarantee that they're going to get in, it seems like this is a got to have.
We're trying to get verification on if the winner of the region gets on the automatic berth. And we'll hopefully have that by the end of the night. But yeah, this is a must-win situation for Round Valley. Now, playing a number 6 team, they're probably going to get a little bit of points, but will it be enough? If they happen to not win this? It's a travesty, I think, because I think Round Valley is a way better team than some of these other teams that are ranked ahead of them or just behind them right now.
Well, we're talking about a Round Valley team that has 3 losses by a combined 7 points. That's going to include a home loss to 4A Post and Butte on a last-second play. You're going to talk about 2 losses down in the Gila Valley with a loss by 2 at Thatcher and a loss by 2 at Safford, which you'd think that would be enough to purchase a little bit of goodwill, but there's no selection committee besides the computer.
Yeah, all those teams are, except for Post and Butte, obviously, but Thatcher and Safford both ranked in the top 15 right now, top 16, and close to the top 10. So it's a very tough situation. And, Round Valley, we saw them earlier in the year. We haven't seen them in about 4 or 5 weeks. So it's going to be interesting to see what has their learning curve been like, how have they improved. They lost one of those games probably because they were trying something out a little different at quarterback. But we know Riker Marble, he is the man, and he's going to have a great game for the Elks tonight.
Well, since you brought him up, the other bit of intrigue with this ball game is the Region Player of the Year debate, and it seems like it's coming down between the Riker Marble personality you just mentioned and David Simmons for Blue Ridge. Who do you like?
Don't forget about Jace Barton.
That's right.
As well. I mean, Blue Ridge has 2 guys that are now. Simmons is a little more flashy. He has the big play capabilities coming out of the wide receiver position, and so definitely somebody you got to be on the lookout for. He's been in consideration for statewide Player of the Week honors several times this year, and definitely. But I think that the I want to say the heart and soul, but I think the win or loss has to go through the hands of Jace Barton. He carries the ball a ton of times for the Yellow Jackets, and really the run game is what allows Simmons to get those passes going. So I think Jace Barton is definitely going to be some consideration for Player of the Year as well.
I think that nobody makes as big an impact on a game as Simmons does. He's really, when Blue Ridge is able to, especially going back to that Mingus game, when they were able to get him the ball in space and he was able to attack, that's when it looked like they were going to come away with that win.
Well, he is a big play guy, and he can take the top off the defense. He definitely is somebody you have to probably plan for a little bit more than Jace Barton. And it will be interesting to see that matchup as well, because I'm sure Riker Marble will have something to say about that on the defensive side of things as well. So that's going to be just a great matchup tonight. Marble, Simmons, throw in Jace Barton as well, and just kind of see how the marbles fall. It's senior night for Blue Ridge, so there's a little added emotion that can be a distraction as well. And but these are the 2 class teams of the 3A East this year, and so fitting that they would meet on the last night of the regular season.
Well, the captains are at midfield doing the coin toss. We'll do the Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car, just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week. Go to 3 locations in Pinetop, Overgarden, Sholo. What are the keys?
Well, I will go back to that for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets to control the line of scrimmage and run the ball effectively. Round Valley's defense has a lot of athletes. They fly to the ball really well. And so really for both teams, Blue Ridge to run the ball, Round Valley to stop it. But then, of course, those individual matchups, who's going to guard David Simmons? They're going to can't let him get behind you. And for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets, and as we flip to Blue Ridge defense and Round Valley offense, of course, it's all about Marble. His big play capability, he's worth so much to that offense. At quarterback, you have to honor both the arm and the run for him, and he's just a dynamic player. And so a key for Round Valley is to be able to get him in situations where he can make plays.
Ace Hardware.
That's going to be hard.
Ace Hardware keys to the game. We have a key name. We need to be placed. Go to 3 locations in Pine Top, Overgarden, Show Low. We'll have the kickoff right after this. It's Show Low Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Show Low Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Show Low Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Show Low Ford has the best deal. Show Low Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at showlowford.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Show Low. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Back here at Blue Ridge High, Round Valley won the toss, elected to defer, so it's going to be the Yellow Jacket offense going to get things started. Sophomore quarterback Luke Berlin, 51% on the year, 140 yards a game, 18 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, but Jace Barton, 92 yards a game. Which do you look to really establish the Blue Ridge offense here to get it going?
I really think it's got to be Jace Barton. Like I said, the way he runs, I think, is what fuels the Blue Ridge offense. You know, guys get kind of fired up because he's always running hard and trying to pick up those extra yards, and I think guys really respect that and feed off of that.
Marble is going to kick it to Simmons, who is standing on his 5. So the ball game, the championship game, will start with the 2 players that we've been talking about an awful lot as far as which might wind up being player of the year, are seemingly coming right after each other here.
Think Round Valley is going to actually run on second. Yeah, I think that those regional awards will probably be met. They'll probably meet on Monday morning, and get all that voting underway.
All right, here comes Marble. Kicks it at him, but gets it into the end zone.
Well, that's one way to neutralize Simmons on the kickoff. So you could tell Marble was intent. He put everything he had into that, and a good night for it. Calm night, not much wind. If there is anything, it's going to be out of the south, and that's the way Round Valley was kicking there.
Once had a conversation with a college kicker who said the special teams coach was trying to convince him to put it right on the goal line, and he said, why don't you just kick it through the end zone? And he says, can you do it? Can you do it? Do you think that something like that happened on the Round Valley side?
Oh, for sure.
Why don't I just put this in the end zone?
Why don't I just put this in the end zone, Coach?
Can you do it, though?
Yeah.
All right, here come the Yellow Jackets. Simmons along 2 other receivers on the right.
Oh, they only have 1 defensive back over there. Now another one's coming, but
Berlin is all alone in the shotgun. And look like they want to start a screen, get this one to Simmons, who's got a couple of blockers in front. Now accelerates over the 30 and has a Comfort Fit Dentures first down on a gain of 11.
Well, interesting defense by Round Valley. They only put 2 defenders over there with the 3 receivers, and so the Yellow Jacket receivers get to block out there, and Simmons makes something happen out in space, pick up an easy first down.
They had Connor Luker, who was right off the edge and didn't seem like he was at all perturbed. by what was going on out there.
Yeah.
Is now there's a new formation. Lots of movement behind the line for the other Yellow Jackets as Berlin goes under center. Give this one to Barton, and he's immediately met by Marble. He's spinning around. Baker also comes down there to finish him off, but still is able to fight his way out for a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, that one the timing just seemed a little off on that one for the Yellow Jackets. The hole was there, but it took so long for Barton to get there. That Marble was right in the hole when he got there. He was able to spin to pick up the 2 yards, but Marble going to make his case as a great defensive player as well. Him and Barton are going to just go back and forth all night because they play the same position on defense as well.
Yellow Jackets going without a huddle, but not necessarily with any kind of tempo. This is the second time now they're going to shift things around. They got Harris in the backfield as Berlin starts rolling to his left. Now throws looking for Simmons, got him underneath at the 45 and pushed out of bounds toward midfield. A comfort fit denture first down after Cochran gets the stop.
Well, and that's a tough matchup. Of course, zone coverage could be a problem as well. But it looks like they're going zone anyway. As you watch Simmons come out in formation, and there's nobody locked up man-to-man on him.
Again, trips coming out to the right side as Berlin's 2 for his first 2 for 24 yards. Both of those going to Simmons. Hand this one to Barton, cuts it up at the center, gets over midfield, and then falls forward for a gain of close to 4.
Somebody caught his ankles, luckily diving in there. Looks like Ziegler got him, but a good thing too because the hole was there for Barton. And again, it just seems like they're a little. They're running off some new wrinkles this week, are the Yellow Jackets, and looks like Barton's getting there just a hair late.
No score, clock under 10 minutes to go in the first quarter, already having moved the chains twice. Pitch this one out to Harris as he goes right up the gut.
Boom.
It's met with a big stick there by one of the Elk. Who was that?
That was
Cochran.
Hi, I'm Dr.
Credit the young man for sticking in there, putting his nose in there. And
Get it into Round Valley territory, 9.5 to go, no score, but the Yellow Jackets are moving. They have gains of 11, 13, 8, and then Barton was able to chip his way for 6. But big chunk plays here so far for Blue Ridge as Berlin's going to go under center, split backs behind him, turn and give. Harris met at the line, but is able to force his way over the 40 and wind up a respectable gain of 4.
And this is one of the changes that the Yellow Jackets have made in the last few weeks is Carlo Harris running the ball a little bit more, trying to take some of that load away from Barton just so that teams have something else to have to defend against.
Simmons in the backfield as Harris is going to go behind Berlin, but now there's a lot of movement. Move a couple of players off to the left of the line. Turn and give to Barton, who's going to run in that direction, but he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Baker got there first. Short gain, make it 3rd and 5, but this feels awful for down E.
Yeah, they're definitely in that position, but what we're seeing Blue Ridge give the ball to Barton on the far side, and he's trying to run to the tight end side, and that's just taking a long time. He's coming all the way from the slot position, basically, the tight slot position, and it's just taking too long. And the Round Valley defenders, they're doing a great job up front of occupying blockers, allowing linebackers to fill.
Don't believe that Blue Ridge has huddled, and I don't think either side has brought in anybody off of the sidelines. It's here 3rd and 5, but there was still time. But Blue Ridge is going to take a timeout with 8:09 to go. No score in the first quarter. This is the opening possession in Show Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
After the timeout, 3rd down and 4. Possession is approaching 4 minutes old. 2 receivers going to the left. Fake the toss. Hand this one to Barton? Question mark? Or is that Harris?
Yeah.
That was Barton.
It was Barton.
Luker there stops him after a 2-yard gain, but we...
When you think glass,
Barton and didn't allow him to drive forward, so that's a big individual tackle by Luker.
Interestingly, Simmons was wide open in 2 of the first 3 plays, and they haven't gone back to him, as he's right now off the line on the right. Now goes in motion. Toss it to him as he's trying to run to that far side. Cuts it up at the 35, and he's only able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
I think one thing Blue Ridge better is going to have to find out and make an adjustment is anything that takes a successful so far for Blue Ridge.
So the Elk are able to get the stop. It looked like the Yellow Jackets were just marching, but now 7:25 to go in the first quarter. There's no score. Round Valley is going to bring out Marble to play the quarterbacking spot with the ball on the 35. Good field position after the effort on 4th down is not good. Clark is on his right. 3 receivers also going in that direction. Now a man coming in motion to the near side is Luker. Shotgun snap had and given to Clark. Tries the right side and is able to bully his way forward before a gang of Yellow Jackets stop him after a 3-yard effort.
Well, the Elks are going to really rely on Clark and Marble to get the job done running the ball, and the Jackets are going to probably have to put a spy on Marble as well. But so far, I think just looking out there, I feel like Round Valley has a little bit of a size advantage as far as the line of scrimmage, the linemen, both offensively and defensively. We'll see if they can impose their will on the Yellow Jackets.
Split wide out on the far side is Wilson, I believe. And is now coming back in motion to the near side, Luker. And they're going to roll in this direction. The lefty winds up, throws it short, but he's able to get underneath that one, has the catch, but shy of the yard marker, gains 6.
Yeah, they threw it out to Luker, ran a nice route and came back to the ball, and Marble threw it just where it needed to be, nice and low where only Luker could get it, as Byers had pretty good coverage on the play. But credit Marble, coming out knowing the importance of this game for his team, and he's coming out firing on both the defensive side and offense.
3rd down and 3. He's got Clark in the backfield with him, 2 receivers going out to the far side on the right.
That's a short 3.
Marble, yeah, looks like 1.5. Now the receiver's getting crowded as Marble from the shotgun takes the snap, gives Clark, goes right up the middle, gets seemingly at the 45. It's all going to depend on the spot. Harris got there, but I think that he crossed it. That's a big get with 5:48 to go, because the start of that first drive for Blue Ridge looked like they were just going to punch.
It did, but Round Valley has settled in, locked in on the trenches, and they're doing the job. But yeah, this is going to be a lot of punch and counterpunch tonight for both these 2 teams. Like I said, both these teams are very good. I think Round Valley's had a little bit of bad luck this year, and we'll see if they have to make something happen here tonight.
Brett Jordan now in on the lone side, on the left, I should say, and now a flag comes out. Might have too many men out there.
Yeah, the clock isn't a problem.
1, 2, 3, 4. Delay of game. Thrown by the white hat, which is...
Delay of game, 5-yard penalty against Round Valley.
And he's telling Marble to take a look at the play clocks, but the Round Valley coaches are mystified.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right, but he's adamant.
All right, so 1st and 15. Give this one Clark, accelerates to the left, gets met at the line, forces his way through a couple of different tacklers, but eventually Bastillos and Byers bring him down with Barton there. Tough run, gains 2.
Yeah, credit Clark right there, because he got hit pretty much in the backfield and was able to make something happen. Almost got away from from Bustillos, I believe, because he just had a hold of his jersey. Bustillos got some help though from Barton and Byers, and that stopped Clark. But I like the intensity from both teams. It's nice to see some tough football here early on.
The Round Valley coaching staff, frustrated by that delay of game flag, and it has their team behind schedule, is now fake the handoff, flip this one out to the far side. Going to have to make a man miss as Luker as he gets to the 50, stays on his feet, and he's very close to the yard marker.
Yeah, great job. Running hard as well. Gets him down and finally into a third and manageable. So now, you know, Clark's been getting the majority of the carries. Might be a good time for Marble to pull this ball and see what he can do on the outside.
Really haven't looked like they've tried an option yet, just straight gives. But let's see here on 3rd and 1 in Blue Ridge territory. As this time they're going to give it to Clark. He accelerates over the left of the line, has a Comfort Fit Dentures first down on a gain of 5. Carlo Harris there at the stop.
Great block on the tonight.
Push this one down to the 43 in Yellow Jacket territory. Both offenses have been able to do an awful lot of movement between the 20s with 3:33 to go in the initial. There's no score. Got receivers going out wide to the right side. Marble taking one final look over at his sideline. He's got Clark on his left. Clark, who already has 12 yards, is going to instead watch as Marble keeps this one. He gets into the second level. Simmons is trying to bring him down as he already has a first down. But I don't know how Marble was able to escape all that traffic.
Well, he did. Round Valley firing on all cylinders as well, and they've made it a little farther into Jacket territory than Blue Ridge did in the Round Valley territory.
19-yard gain on Marble's first, so he's now responsible for 36 yards in this possession with 2 catches going out to Connor Luker, who's going to come out wide right. Joined on that side by Whiting. Jordan lines up as a tight end on the left of the line. Now coming in motion instead, delay give. No, Marble's going to keep this one. Coming to the near sideline and is forced out of bounds by Tricky.
Yeah, Trenton Tricky, his dad coaches at Round Valley, but did a good job of staying home. He was really the only man out there. Jordan had come out to block the next line of defense, but Tricky got underneath that. Otherwise, I think Marble might have scored on that one.
Second down, they're going to give him 5. Thought that might have been closer to a 3 or 4 yard gain, but spot him out for a 5-yard advantage. Is now again with 2 receivers split wide going to the far side. Clark also in the backfield is now, he gets the call, cuts it up over the right side, and is tackled. Chi jumps on his back, says that he came away with the football, but nobody's buying.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a good way to tackle, to jump on somebody's back. Especially at the varsity level, they're just going to give you a ride, basically. Got to have your feet on the ground so you can drive a little bit. But Round Valley's just doing a great job. We'll see now that Blue Ridge has kind of their backs against the wall here, if they can keep Round Valley out of the end zone. Of course, we know Riker Marble can certainly make a field goal from here.
2 minutes even. 3rd down and 3. They were able to convert on their most recent 3rd down 3, but now they might not need to worry about it as there are Yellow Jackets in the neutral zone.
Easy play. Boy, we've seen that a lot as just the non-discipline from defensive linemen. You know, you're I'm pretty sure you drill every day, or at least a couple times a week, where you do a little drill where this coach sits there and goes hut, 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 and then he moves the ball. You know, it's like, come on, just watch the ball.
Comfort Fit Denture first down moves it to the Blue Ridge 12. Yellow Jackets trying to get the ball back after they had their first drive stop on a failed 4th down conversion. Now after Marble and Clark kind of bumped into each other on the exchange, it allows Bastias to get there and prevent Clark from getting more than a couple of yards, maybe just 1.
Yeah, Bastios, I was watching clearly that time. He did a great job of just shedding the block, perhaps trying to make amends for his offsides on the last play. And that's the other thing is Bastios is lined up on the ball. Like, how do you jump off sides when you're on the ball?
Same formation. Jordan, who has yet to have a ball look his way, on the left of the line. Baker's now in the backfield as he gets the call, bounces it out to the right side. He's at the 5, he's at the goal line, he's in the end zone. Round Valley strikes first to Mountain Mobile. Nope.
Tacklers kind of stopped there. I think they thought the play was dead, and that allowed Baker to fall forward into the end zone. So not playing to the whistle, the Yellow Jackets allow Round Valley into the end zone. And Round Valley is playing like their football lives are on the line.
As we suspect they are.
Yeah.
Got that one 65-yard drive, and with 61 seconds on the clock, Marble in to try to make it a 7-0 game. And he does so. 7-0, Round Valley leads. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Brings the score to 7-0.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
To do something to change this.
Oh, the bitterness.
7-0, 1 minute and 1 second to go here in the first quarter. It looked like Blue Ridge was marching and getting ready to at least flirt with some points, but got stopped on a 4th and 2.
I thought you were a little more mature than that. You know, I mean, I can understand being bitter about your team getting swept, but
you know,
let it go, dude. Let it go.
You know what you do with trash bags?
You fill them full of trash?
Yeah.
Like the Dodgers and the Brewers and the Phillies. Yeah, you're right.
Simonton there, after they were doing what we had thought was going to happen on the opening kick. That, by the way, Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. Pay the lowest tuition in the state. Just to finish the thought, the good baseball teams don't almost lose every other game. That's what's at stake here.
No.
Yeah,
They
but
lose,
a team
they
that
almost
goes
lose all 3.
Six months and almost lose every other game, and somehow playing for the World Series championship is there is Barton trying to again take a while to get to the line. You'd already commented on that one. Looked like a little bit more conventional, but when they're doing a little bit of extra stuff in the backfield, it's giving Round Valley a chance to get inside.
Yeah, they're going to have to come up with something and maybe go back to some of their older bread and butter plays, or they might have to go to the air. You know, Berlin has matured again as a quarterback this year, his second season as the quarterback, and they may need him to throw the ball.
Got him lined up against Trace Whiting here on the left. Nope, that's the right side, and looking in this direction. Now trying to set up a screen, but there's nobody there.
Oh.
And that might be grounding.
I think it is.
I don't know if it got to the line of scrimmage. There's definitely not a receiver in the area, and he was well within the tackle boxes. Now I don't know how many of those apply to the high school game, and there's the call.
Yeah, there it is. He threw it to his lineman. I don't know what was going on, but boy.
3rd and 10. Let's hear you, Blue Ridge.
Blue Ridge does not look like a region champion early on in this one.
So now after the loss of down, move it all the way back to the 25, 26.
3rd and 15.
Intentional grounding against Blue Ridge. 5-yard penalty.
Well, first play from scrimmage was a screen out to Simmons.
Yeah, and they threw him to him once.
Threw it to him twice. He's got 24 yards.
Crossing route, yeah, but well, I don't know if Round Valley will do this, but if I'm them, I'm double teaming him this time. But I think he's in the back.
No, he's out there on the left with Mink. Initially looking to the right side, now looking to the left, going to wind up, throw this one deep, and all sorts of contact, and we intercepted by Marble. Let's see where this one's going to wind up being whistled against, as Marble is brought down at the 37, but
they may pick it up.
well, they're having a long talk, and we saw last week.
Round Valley coaches may come completely unglued.
Wow.
That's tough. That is tough. I think they're going to say Marble caused Samuel James to trip, but I don't think I think he tripped on his own.
Well, they were both going for the ball, is the other thing. Marble's there trying to make one or two as they get to replay. But the Elk, who have already had one flag thrown against them that they couldn't understand when they got called for a delay of game.
Well, wasn't it 3rd and 15?
But it's not an automatic first.
I know, but it's a 15-yard penalty.
Oh, right. So, but
I must have been there, Matt.
Third. It was on the scoreboard as 3rd and 15. Now, the referee's got to go over to the Round Valley sideline to explain. I don't know what, but I'm pretty sure that the issue about whether or not that was indeed a defensive pass interference is probably being broached.
Get loud, Yellow Jackets!
Okay, well, the conversation has ended. They have moved the ball a little bit closer to the yard marker, so it's 3rd and a very short one. Harris is in the backfield. Barton lined up on the right of the line as Berlin goes under center. Turns, tosses, Harris cuts it up. He's got the Comfort Fit Dentures first down, and right now this drive is being marked by an interesting flag that what looked like it was going to be essentially a de facto punt on 3rd and long. Instead, as the first quarter ends, it's 7-0 Round Valley leading, but Blue Ridge is again marching. Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
It's a tough game out there. We can help you reach your goals and come out victorious. Need help paying for college? Let the financial aid experts at Northland Pioneer College help you qualify for federal, institutional, or tribal grants. See our website at npc.edu for details. Northland Pioneer College. Expanding minds, transforming lives.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Starting the second quarter, when it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. You'll pay the lowest tuition in the state. As now the Yellow Jackets, who just got the first down, looking to the left side where it's thrown behind a couple of receivers. Looks like it was intended for Mink.
Yeah. Caleb should have had that one. That one kind of short-armed that one. There's a lot of traffic over there. I'm not sure. I didn't know even who it was intended for at first, but he threw it right to Mink, and he should have had that one. Perhaps heard footsteps from the defense coming behind him, but looks like the Jackets, they're going to try to throw the ball maybe just a little bit more and see if they can't soften up that defensive line of Round Valley and get the run in order to get the run game going.
Well, coincidentally, as Barton gets the call, starts moving from the right to the left, and is eventually brought down by Ziegler and a good gain of 6. Got the grounding. Blue Ridge started really relying upon the run. Things started slowing down for him through the air. His team's trailing 7-0 here in the second quarter, but have been able to get yards.
Yeah, they have. Although, like I said, that pass interference penalty definitely helped.
They're in Round Valley territory for the second time in as many possessions, 46-yard line.
Some other receiver's going to have to make some plays besides Simmons.
Simonton's in the backfield,
Wow,
and
another
now
timeout.
a timeout has to be taken by Blue Ridge as there's just 1 second on the play clock.
Blue Ridge.
7-0 Round Valley leads, 11:09 to go in the second. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Since 2006, Beeler Orthodontics has been creating spectacular smiles in the White Mountains. Dr. Beeler and his team use innovative technology and cutting-edge orthodontics while still providing a hometown experience. From traditional braces and clear aligners to surgical orthodontics, Dr. Beeler works with smiles of all ages. So-called...
Who the better team was...
Dodgers are posers.
Who the better team was already identified. 162 games, you're going to see
There
it.
goes
Is here.
Barton.
Barton is going to go up the middle. He's still on his feet as they had to call timeout, but they dialed up the right numbers. That's a Comfort Fit Dentures first down and a gain of 20.
Well, obviously, these are new formations for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets, an offense that they've been working on this week for this situation, for the playoffs, things that are not on film yet, and a little rusty, a little bit of confusion. You got a lot of seniors out there, but it's just as new to them as anybody else. So already burned 2 timeouts, though.
Kraus now coming out to the backfield, and he'll switch over to the slot as Barton, who now has 35 yards, moves over to Berlin's left. He's going to roll in this direction. Looking downfield as he throws this one out of bounds. Intended man was Mink.
He caught that one, but nowhere near in bounds. Berlin just taking a little too long to get out there and just forcing that route to continue out of bounds. And he's got to get out there a little faster, set his feet, and throw. Good protection. The rollout's a good idea for the Yellow Jackets because it slows down that rush a little bit, gives Berlin the time, but he's got to take advantage of it.
Round Valley leading 7-0. Elks scored on their first possession after the Yellow Jackets stopped on a 4th and 2 and then looked like they were stopped again, but a pass interference flag kept the possession with Blue Ridge, and now taking advantage of it as they're approaching the red zone.
Throw it to Simmons right now.
2nd and 10, and handed off. Barton trapped in the backfield, fumbled it. No, he fell back on it.
And that was Luker on the tackle. But he did a great job, Luker did, of going at the feet of Barton. Barton, I don't think ever saw him because he came out of the side of his eye and couldn't avoid the tackle. So Round Valley is playing very well. They're getting good penetration. They're holding up offensive linemen, doing a great job. It's still killing me how they're defending Simmons, but not paying him a whole lot of respect, or at least the play calling a whole lot of respect, because they're basically leaving him uncovered.
Everybody bunched up really close to the line. Barton's on the right. Berlin. So man goes in motion, head in that direction, rolls that way, now flips this one up where he's got a man open, but overshoots him incomplete. The intended receiver was Robinson.
Yeah, tight end who doesn't get a lot of balls thrown to him, just a little over the top of his head. Robinson not a typical tight end height, at least, and just that's a big miss by Berlin because he was wide open.
4th down and 8, and Blue Ridge not necessarily chasing points here. Don't have confidence. About 40 yards with this field goal be.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you about that in a second also.
All right. As a man now coming in motion in this direction. Berlin throws this one to the middle of the field. This is again picked off. And it's again Marble as he's now accelerating to the far sideline. Got some blocking help as he goes over the 30 and then pushed out of bounds at the 35.
Well, it's all Round Valley here in this first half. Berlin just threw that. I'm not sure where he was throwing that. Mink was in the area, but he threw it about 5 yards behind him.
I think his internal timer was starting to go.
Well, it should have been.
He looked like he had good protection for a while. It looked like it was starting to kind of run out, but I think he had more time.
I think he did. Just nobody was. Mink was getting open, but he just threw it in the wrong spot. And it's at those times as a quarterback that you have to, as they call it, say, throw your man open. You needed to see that Mink had nobody in front of him to the right side of the field and throw it to the right side of the field.
So, starting on their own 35, Round Valley, similar circumstance. As a receiver split very far wide to the right side, Marble, who has an interception, gives this one to Clark. As he tries to go to the right side, he's still on his feet, still getting pushed forward. And wait a minute, they lost the football, but
they didn't. They
never blew the whistle. And now I think they're realizing their error.
I didn't hear the whistle.
There was no whistle. So it'll be a 3-yard gain.
Come on, boys. This is like playoff atmosphere. You got to be on your A game, officials.
Well, if absolutely nothing else, the first interception should probably no longer be complained about. Can we go that far?
The pass interference?
Yes. The pass interference / interception.
There you go. Now we don't have to talk about that.
There we go. Under 9 minutes, 7-0. Round Valley leads, has the football, second down and 6, and play clock violation has again. This time there's no question.
Boy, I wonder if it's a. It seemed like an awfully quick 25. I thought it's once the ball is set, you start that clock. I mean, the officials control it, so to speak, but it's really the clock operator up in the booth that really handles that.
Second and 11, fake the handoff. Marble pressured, comes up in the pocket. Now it's a man down behind the defense and hauls it in. No, Luker, yes, he does catch it. A Comfort Fit Denture first down. As it runs all the way out to the Blue Ridge 37.
Boy, that's a tough catch. Now, interesting, the official was there, though, but he didn't land on his feet. He landed on his back, and so he must have been in bounds. That back must have been in bounds as a huge play. And there was pressure coming on Marble, but he was very calm and collected and delivered that exactly where it needed to be.
49 yards now, Marble, in addition to having run for 23 yards and has the interception, is perfect for 49 yards. As he's now again in Blue Ridge territory with 8:15 to go and whistle stop play.
Well, they had to call timeout because the play clock was running down again.
Timeout, Round Valley, first of the half, leading 7-0 and threatening again. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
there.
Timeout, Round Valley.
Program.
Okay.
Okay, here we
All
are.
right.
Well, sorry about our technical problems. Round Valley just used its second timeout facing after an intentional grounding flag thrown against Marble, 4th and 15 or 16. This would be a 45 or 6 yarder.
Tough penalty against Marble, too, because his receiver cut in, and he could have easily claimed, well, I thought he was going out because he threw it. There was a receiver maybe 10 yards, 15 yards to the inside. Marble threw it to the outside. So tough situation for him. It was a nice spiral, too. Marble's throwing the ball a lot better than we saw him earlier on in the year. So they've definitely developed that as this season has gone on. So they have definitely dominated in a lot of ways. They have dominated this game. Blue Ridge has had a couple of things go their way and need to in order to keep being only down by 7.
Jordan's going to go into the backfield. Oh, they're going to kick it.
Well, he's got the leg.
So this will be spotted at the 40 or 37-ish.
A little bit of wind.
So this will be a 46, 47-yarder. Marble.
Oh,
the
my.
snap down. The kick is away. It is short.
Just short.
Just
So
short.
There was motion, though.
Flag is in the backfield.
I'm sure they're going to decline it. If it's a motion penalty, they're going to decline it.
Illegal motion against Round Valley. Blue Ridge declines. Kick is no good. First down, Yellow Jacket.
Right. Yep. You only lost 10 yards there. And so, and Marble, I don't think he hit that one very good because of all the confusion. It looked like Round Valley was trying to block Simmons. They were worried about Simmons. And so the outside guy on the line was trying to go over there, but they'd already snapped the ball. So, yeah, craziness.
Now Round Valley back on the defensive side for the third time here in this first half that is just cruising. 7-0 Blue Ridge trails. Barton gets this one and again tries to go from the right to the left side and is met at the line of scrimmage for no gain by Ziegler.
Well, and are we going to see a situation where Blue Ridge is going to really rue the fact that they called 2 timeouts early on in the game? We don't have a number 68 on our roster, but he got in there on the tackle there as well. For Rabbi, maybe it's 66.
Simmons and Barton both in the backfield. This time fake the handoff. Simmons now trying to run up the seam. They're going to find, had to throw that one looking for Simmons. Marble looked like he had a better beat on it than anybody and kind of landed between Simmons and Mink.
Yeah, they did. I'm not sure who that was intended for. Getting a lot of heat. Again, just taking a little too long, holding on to that ball. The receivers they either got to develop a little shorter route and get to the spot where they need to be earlier.
Go back to those first 2 passes. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah, just quicker, shorter passes. And now they find themselves in a 3rd and long situation. I'd give him to him right now because he's got nobody on him. I mean, Luker is looking at him.
Berlin, pump fake, now looking like he wants to run. Fires a fastball that was intended for Simonton, but couldn't handle that one. And right now Berlin, remember, he's just a sophomore, but he's looking like he's a little out of sorts.
Yeah, he was gonna run it, and then he just saw Simonton, and his receivers aren't helping him a whole lot. He's had 2 drop passes now, I believe, 2, and that's not helping him out a lot. Now Round Valley still has 1 timeout left, I believe.
Round Valley has 2.
They have 2, and they got plenty of time here, depending on how this punt goes.
Back to receive Marble. Barton's going to kick. As he has this one away, it's slow and short and takes a huge candy hop, but Marble's going to wisely allow that one to roll as the coverage was there. Continues to go.
Wow.
All the way back toward the 25. They'll stop at about the 27 or 28. So the Elk have a 7-0 lead, 4 minutes, 21 seconds left in the half. Will be facing 1st and 10 from their own 27. Had that drive stall because of a variety of factors, a holding flag and then a grounding flag.
Diamondbacks 5, Rangers 3.
And also keep in mind, Blue Ridge without their normal place kicker. Their place kicker, Josiah Spillman, a senior from the soccer team, had his leg broke in 2 spots in their final playoff game. this week.
Handoff, no, keeper for Marble, who bounces off a variety of tacklers and winds up going out to the 32 for a 4-yard gain. Chi there with the stop.
Yeah, Marble's starting to get a little bit more involved in the offense. I think Round Valley kept it out of his hands, so to speak, as long as they could. And they had success, but now, because of that success, Marble, kind of has some deception on his side where he can keep, he can give, and Jackets have to honor both.
2nd down and 6, taking their time with 3:48 to go in the half. Clark in the backfield to Marble's right. Trips also going in that direction. Blue Ridge looking like they're trying to set up a little bit of pressure, but instead it's going to be a wide open toss to Ziegler, who's still on his feet as he spins over the 50 down to the 45 and is eventually tackled by his own man trying to get some extra yards.
Well, and that's the benefit of having a senior quarterback versus a sophomore quarterback. That time Marble recognized Chi was in coverage on Ziegler, and he left that coverage and blitzed, and it's like a hot pattern. Marble sees it, throws it to Ziegler, nobody over the top of him. Blue Ridge could probably take a page from them and do that same thing with Simmons when he's uncovered.
Move this one down to the Blue Ridge 44, 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Comfort Pit Denture first down. Round Valley with the ball leading 7-0. This time the 3 receivers going out to the left. Marble starts the option, tosses it late to Clark. He's able to spin away from a couple of tacklers and wind up going over the 40. Get down to the 40, or actually, I beg your pardon, the 38, so that's a gain of 5.
And the Jackets are not doing a very good job of tackling right now. We've seen these running backs from the Elks all season, just hard runners. You have to be sure in your tackling form and make sure you get the leg stop because these guys will keep going.
Another 4 receivers set. Hadn't seen much of this the first 2 possessions from the Elk, but now with the trips coming to the right again. Hand off. No, Marble keeps it. Now changes directions, trying to find some blocking help. Cuts back again at the 35 and is very close to the yard marker. He needed to gain 5. I think he might have run about 15 yards before Kraus stopped him, but he's going to be just short.
He is going to be just short. And trying to make something happen is Marble, and that time the Jackets were actually able to contain him. So now you got a 3rd and short. The option is still a great play to run right here for Round Valley. They haven't been stopped in the backfield really. Watch for Carlo Harris, linebacker for the Jackets, coming through in order to try to stop this run.
Send 3 receivers out to the left. Give it to Baker, who's going to run to the left side. Goes toward the 30, needed 1 yard, gained 4. Comfort Fit Denture first down with 1 minute and 48 seconds left.
Well, that's the beauty of having a Gage Baker on your team. He's their big back. Comes in at 185 pounds, and you know he's at least going to fall forward, as we saw him do on the only score of the game so far. He fell forward in the end zone, and right there when you need 1, he's the guy to give it to.
Round Valley's still very methodical. 90 seconds left in the half. 7-0 the Elk lead. Blue Ridge 31. Round Valley also going to get the ball to start the second half as the handoff is faked. Marble strung out along the back of the, now he dives forward to the 29, but it seems like the Elk need to work with a little bit more urgency or use one of the timeouts, and they're doing.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time, although they are only at the 30, you're right. But, no sense of urgency.
Number 3, Riker Marble on the run.
But the Jackets are starting to key on Marble now. And, as you said, they're forcing him to go east and west instead of allowing him to go north and south.
Jordan now split wide right. He is yet to see a pass. Marble, though, 4 for 4 for 74 yards. Clock under a minute now as he drops back, starts rolling to the left, stops, unloads high. Intended man was Wilson.
And Wilson's coming up limping, and that's the first pass that we've really seen Marble be really off on. Now, he got the intentional grounding, but I think he threw it where he wanted. So just missed a little high, and, boy, put Wilson in a tough situation. Jackets not being opportunistic there, and nobody could get their hand on that ball. So what are we at? 3rd down, and maybe that's why Round Valley wasn't too eager to stop the clock.
43 seconds, and Blue Ridge has a timeout. Does it not?
It does have 1.
Fake the handoff, Baker. Now Marble tries to get skinny, but Chi was able to keep his hands on him. So he'll stop him at the 27.
We'll see if the Jackets elect to call a timeout here. Looks like nobody's going to, but I would expect him to try to let Marble have a kick at this one. 46, 45.
T's coming
yarder.
out.
Yeah.
So Round Valley, which has 2 timeouts, doesn't have to potentially take this down to the nub.
Nah, it's going to be close.
Well, it looks like they're going to go ahead and let it ride.
He's not.
6 seconds. 5 seconds.
Nope,
Snap is down. Kick is high, but looking short, and that's how the half is going to end.
Well,
another missed field goal for the Elk, but Round Valley scored on its first possession and are going into locker room leading 7-0. We will start the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show right after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so we can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right, not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right, not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
It's a tough game out there. We can help you reach your goals and come out victorious. Need help paying for college? Let the financial aid experts at Northland Pioneer College help you qualify for federal, institutional, or tribal grants. See our website at npc.edu for details. Northland Pioneer College. Expanding minds, transforming lives.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Since 2006, Beeler Orthodontics has been creating spectacular smiles in the White Mountains. Dr. Beeler and his team use innovative technology and cutting-edge orthodontics while still providing a hometown experience. From traditional braces and clear aligners to surgical orthodontics, Dr. Beeler works with smiles of all ages. So call them today to schedule a complimentary exam at 928-537-7775 or visit them at BeelerOrtho.com. Beeler Orthodontics. Live to smile, love your smile.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
It is the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260 just before you get to the casino. As I don't know if it's necessarily a surprise here that it's a 1-touchdown game. I just think that it's a bit of a surprise that there's only 1 touchdown scored in the game.
You're exactly right. It's not so much that it's a 7-point game. It's the one score. I mean, Blue Ridge started off like gangbusters. You know, they went about 40, 50 yards without much resistance, and then all of a sudden Round Valley came up and made a stop, and then Blue Ridge really hasn't been able to get going since then. They had one roughly 30-yard run by Barton, but other than that, not even a pass attempt to in Simmons' way. Maybe they've got something stored up for the second half, but again, I think they're not quite used to the new formations. I did see them out doing some extra practice with that with the skilled players this week, and obviously they needed to do a little bit more. But they're going to obviously be in the locker room right here at half making some adjustments, some much-needed adjustments.
Now, interestingly, Simmons, we started our broadcast talking about you got Simmons, you got Marble, and they seem like they are in the clubhouse right now as the leaders of the Player of the Year conversation. And Simmons, off the jump, 2 of the first 3 plays going to him, and he's had one touch, and it was out of the backfield.
Yeah, exactly. They haven't thrown it to him, and I don't think that Round Valley is doing anything special with the coverage on him either. And on the Round Valley side of things, it's exactly what we expected. Riker Marble making things happen, running the show, not only himself but giving the ball when he's supposed to give the ball and allowing his backs to have success running the ball. Baker's doing a great job, Clark's doing a great job, and then Marble doing his thing when he needs to. Has thrown the ball fairly well, although that's not his primary way that he gains yards. But he's so dangerous when the ball's in his hands, especially in the open field. So credit Round Valley. I think they've done everything they needed to do. They had some penalties that hurt them. They had some penalties that went against them on defense that allowed a drive for Blue Ridge to continue, and then they had some penalties here late in the second quarter that stalled a couple drives where they attempted some field goals. And it's a little bit different than being in the Dome, especially with the cold football kicking and a little bit of wind coming in and out of the south. Didn't allow Marble to connect on 2 field goals.
Now, they have seen the ball come down at least once out of a Round Valley ball carrier's hand. They're not in the Dome, and they're wearing those slick sleeves. That's something that we might keep an eye on.
It's funny you say that because almost exactly the play after you said that, you could see Marble got rid of his sleeves and threw him to the sideline.
No, and especially when you watch teams, as we've been covering more Snowflake games with teams from Metro Phoenix, they come up thinking they got to get all bundled up, and the ball just slides right off those suckers.
Yeah, they do have special sleeves that you can get that are a little more sticky. They obviously this has been a problem, and but I don't know if that's common knowledge in the I'm sure these kids know everything
that's
out there.
But I know for a God's honest fact that it was 81 degrees when I left this afternoon. A beautiful 81 degrees. You don't really think about sleeves.
You don't think about sleeves in that temperature. Yeah.
Beautiful 81. You talk about Marble throwing 4 for 5, 1 incompletion, 74 yards, and that combines with his 37 yards on the ground and an interception. He's been doing just about everything. You just referenced those difficult penalties on the second possession. We had a hold that was going to make it instead go from 2nd and 1 to 2nd and 11, and then you have the grounding flag that he whistled against him after that, which pulled him out of field goal range essentially.
Yeah, basically.
But outside of that one stall, they ran out of time on the final possession. Has Round Valley's offense been effectively moving the football, or what are you seeing?
I think they definitely have been effective moving the football. Now, it hasn't been that Blue Ridge is not playing well. They're just not playing well enough, because Round Valley hasn't had, and you could probably verify this on your sheet there, Round Valley hasn't had any huge chunk plays. They had the one pass, I believe, to Luker. That was a long one, and I think Marbles had one
to Ziegler.
Pretty decent. Yeah,
so those are 32 and 25 yards respectively.
Yeah, and other than that, not huge plays. No. Blue Ridge has kept them in check, but to Round Valley's credit, they're taking 3, 4, 5, 6 yards at a time, no problem, because that's how you get first downs. That's how if you're coming in as an underdog, you shorten this game. That clock runs, so your 7-0 lead is going to hold up.
So then, question as we go into a break here on the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show, is this really just coming down to the Elk winning the battle up front?
Absolutely. I mean, so far that has been the case. We haven't seen very many defensive linemen for Blue Ridge making tackles. It's always been the linebackers. And whereas on the defensive side, I think Round Valley is doing a good job of slowing down the ball carrier at that first level and making some tackles, getting some penetration in the backfield. We don't see the Blue Ridge linemen able to do that so much.
It's the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show. For the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, fishing gear, go to Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260 just before you get to the casino. 7-0 at halftime. We'll continue the conversation after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
It's a tough game out there. We can help you reach your goals and come out victorious. Need help paying for college? Let the financial aid experts at Northland Pioneer College help you qualify for federal, institutional, or tribal grants. See our website at npc.edu for details. Northland Pioneer College. Expanding minds, transforming lives.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Coach at Blue Ridge High School. Then later at halftime here, where Round Valley is leading Blue Ridge 7-0. Trying to get some scores for you of a special interest in the 3A and 4A conferences. So here's one. Push Ridge is leading Safford 13-0. Now that's a big deal because Safford at 4-5 is ranked ahead of Round Valley. I think they're 14th and Round Valley is 15th. Does that sound right? Or is Round Valley 16?
Round Valley 16 right now.
So who's 15? Maybe Safford's 15? But in any event, it's trailing Push Ridge 13-0 at the half. There were a couple of games. One of them ended yesterday when Odyssey Institute lost to Yuma, and they were number 17. So that is going to make it less likely that somebody is going to be able to sneak up behind Round Valley. Behind them, Winslow is playing host to Monument Valley, and I have not been able to see a score for that one. But those are really the only ball games that seem as if they're going to have a bearing on whether or not anybody's able to catch Round Valley from behind. I guess the question would be
how many points separate them?
It's not necessarily close. I bet it's a full point or two.
Okay, then I Round Valley could be safe. Win or lose, obviously a win, no doubt they're in.
But even just a game against the number 6 team, that seems like it's going to be good for some positivity, no?
Adam Morrow was born to play.
Let's see here. As far as the 4A conference is considered, there's no score reported for Winslow Monument Valley. Northwest Christian, which coincidentally, if the season had ended, Snowflake would be matched up at Northwest Christian. They were tied with Thunderbird at halftime. That's a little bit of a surprise.
Northwest Christian was
tied with Thunderbird. And let's see here. Paradise Honors leading Kofa 50-0.
And if his defense wasn't impressive enough, Adam is also the all-time leading
While you're looking for those,
in Blue Ridge history with 444
they're inducting some players into the, the White Mountain Hall of Fame football edition.
He is, as you know, the son of the
couple of Blue Ridge alumni. I'm surprised there's not any Round Valley guys. A couple of those guys, though, were probably before Friday Night Football started. So,
you thinking of anybody in particular?
Ty Parker, was that?
It is my privilege
No,
to present you
I'm trying to think of the Round Valley linemen that played in the
late
80s, late 80s.
Please join me in congratulating Adam Moore.
I can't. Mike Kime, and then obviously Mark Gastineau, but he was before the Friday Night Football show. But and I can't remember. He used to just destroy us, but they did induct Brett Brewer from Snowflake. They inducted Scooter Sprott from Blue Ridge, one of the greatest running backs, probably the greatest running back in the White Mountains.
Exactly like
Paul Morrow, the coach.
Two great football
13 state championship
guys,
coach
and we're proud
from
of
Blue
all
Ridge
of
High
them.
School, and then
Thank you,
his
folks.
son
We
Adam
appreciate
Morrow
you.
as a
Thanks for your
linebacker
support.
that have been inducted into the
Congratulations to
White
Adam
Mountains
Morrow,
Hall of
Paul
Fame.
Morrow, and the great Scooter Sprott.
So now, did you find any other scores?
Not really.
I was stalling for you.
Yuma Catholic is leading Lake Havasu. That might have some influence on where Snowflake is ranked. We don't have a Snowflake score, as I'm sure that Apache Junction is not putting up much of a fight. But we will have the start of the second half for you after this. This has been the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260 just before you get to the casino. Second half coming up. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Since 2006, Beeler Orthodontics has been creating spectacular smiles in the White Mountains. Dr. Beeler and his team use innovative technology and cutting-edge orthodontics while still providing a hometown experience. From traditional braces and clear aligners to surgical orthodontics, Dr. Beeler works with smiles of all ages. So call them today to schedule a complimentary exam at 928-537-7775 or visit them at BeelerOrtho.com. Beeler Orthodontics. Live to smile, love your smile.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
All right, getting ready to start the second half as Riker Marble for Round Valley, who has a 7-0 lead, is 4 of 5 for 74 yards. He's completed passes of 32 and 25 yards. Connor Luker has been his favorite target. He has 3 catches for 49 yards. Brody Ziegler has the 4th for 25. Kyle Clark, 10 carries, 33 yards. He's just been grinding it out, kind of softening things up, interestingly, as especially Marble's been able to take advantage. He has 37 yards on 6 carries. Gage Baker comes in with 20 yards on just 3 carries, but kind of getting the little bit of pop that at least I was expecting Clark to get. But is Clark just kind of setting Baker up, or how do you explain that?
I mean, I think Baker just comes in with a little more size, really, and he's able to get past some arm tackles. You know, Clark runs very hard, but just not as big, and I think some of the Jackets able to grab some jerseys or things like that and slow him down a little bit. So. But yeah, I also think maybe the Jackets aren't keen on Baker as much. They probably thinking, oh, Baker's in, Marble's going to probably keep it, and they give it to him, and he's able to get, kind of catch him off guard a little bit there.
On the other side of it, Luke Berlin is 2 for 8, 24 yards and an interception. He's 0 for his last 6. Simmons has the 2 catches, 24 yards. Those came on the first series. And otherwise, Jay Spartan, 37 yards on 9 carries. Interestingly, though, it seemed as if Blue Ridge has really been trying to key the ground game.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and Barton has been playing pretty well.
9 carries is not really that much. I would expect him. I would have expected him to have about 30 for the game, and so he's not quite halfway there.
So, again, do you just attribute that to the job that the Round Valley front is doing to kind of dictate terms?
I think perhaps Coach Hathcock's just trying to kind of do the same thing that Round Valley is being successful doing, and that's just kind of keep him off guard. And he's trying to spread that ball around so that Round Valley can't necessarily key on anybody. But your 2 best players, Simmons has 3 touches, and Barton only has 9, you
9.
said? 9. And, I think you got to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers, especially when the game is on the line, which it is now.
Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. You pay the lowest tuition in the state. Blue Ridge has it teamed up. Sam James is on the approach and kicks this one angling toward Jordan. Oh, Brody Crick, beg your pardon, as he's already up at the wedge. He is fast.
And that kick was actually, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but this is the new kicker that came in for Josiah Simmons, and it's not Jacob Booth, who they have on the roster, but I'll get his name because that's what I am. I'm a little mentally slow, and but I will come up with his name eventually. But he does have a strong leg. He comes off the soccer team also, but he's only a freshman, but has pretty good leg, and so they got him out here doing the place kicking duties.
Now, I'm watching the referees. It seems as if they're signaling that they need to reset the play clock, and they've been doing it for about 8 seconds. That's something that Round Valley's sideline is probably keeping very close eye on. As the handoff is going to go, Clark tries to find some space up the middle, fights his way out for just 2 yards, which gives him now 35 on the day. But that is, again, seemed like that's been the formula for Round Valley. Use Clark for the short yardage and then open things up for Marble and Baker.
We see this new trend in that's come down to high school football, this 3-down lineman sets. I think it's really hard to stop the run with that. I mean, it might help give you some better pass coverage, and we've seen Blue Ridge run this, the nose guard and two defensive ends the whole night.
Going to say he gained 3. Clark on Marble's right, as this time Marble's going to keep it. Tries to cut that one up, but it was well defended all around there by the Yellow Jackets to make it 3rd and long.
Well, Bustillos actually does a very good job that time of occupying 2 blockers and moving down the line of scrimmage. Aiden O'Gueen over there as well, but he just kind of pushed, instead of driving up into the backfield, he pushed that line to the right, which is where Marble was trying to run, and that allowed Marble had to slow down because that allowed the linebackers to come in and finish him off.
3rd and 8 as the Yellow Jackets, one play away from really kind of taking some momentum away from Round Valley. As a man comes in motion, and I think this might be a flag for some sort of illegal motion, as if it stands, going to be a 1st down. Jordan has his first catch, but
they're saying
illegal shift.
Huh. I saw the man in motion, but maybe he started his motion before somebody else got
Wilson
set.
might have been just trying to stay out of somebody's way, but it looked like he turned his shoulders a little bit, and that might be enough.
Well,
the thing was he was still behind the line.
Yeah, that's interesting. Of course, not rules experts over here. And the sad thing for Marble is that was a great pass, and Jordan got to the sticks, came back for it. He was tackled immediately, but he'd already picked up enough for the 1st down.
So after the penalty makes it 3rd and 13, Round Valley with a 4-receiver set. Single man on the far side is again Jordan, matched up with a much smaller player. Is fake a handoff. Now looking toward Jordan again. Have to step underneath some players, as there was a great job by the Blue Ridge front making Marble uncomfortable. He's actually on his backside.
Yeah, they actually got to Marble. He couldn't follow through. He couldn't step into that one. Arm might have even been hit just a little bit, and that's what caused that pass to be short. Pretty good coverage over there by Byers, and Tricky was coming underneath to help out, but tough situation, and the first battle here of the second half goes to the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets.
Simmons standing between his 35 and 40. Marble going to kick.
We don't see too many high school guys end up that deep for punt. A lot of respect for Marble's leg.
Is this going to wind up anywhere near him is my question.
I wouldn't think, but we'll see.
Good snap, and kicks this one away. It's low. It bounces at the 50, but it's going to play into the Yellow Jackets' hands as it's going to roll out of bounds at the 46. So excellent field position.
But still, that's what you got to do. You got to take the ball out of Simmons' hands, and especially in the punt, as a punt returner, very dangerous. And so Round Valley has decided, you're not going to beat us in special teams because we're not going to let you have the ball. And I think so far that has worked out, obviously, as Jackets yet to score in this one.
Now, Blue Ridge at one point did have an opportunity in the red zone, but wound up throwing an interception. Berlin, who you would think after the half is tasked with trying to get this into Simmons' hands, as he's instead going to turn and toss it to Harris. And rolls over the 50 and winds up gaining about 5.
One thing I love about how Carlos Harris runs, there's no moves. He's not going to juke you. He's not going to do anything fancy. He is just going to run ahead. You know, might try to use a stiff arm or something, but he's just going to run straight ahead. And so, you know, again, taking the ball a little bit out of Barton's hands. But if they can get 5 yards each time, they'll take it.
Barton's on the left of the line. Again, toss
Same
this
play.
one to Harris as he bounces off of one tackler very close to the yard marker before he gets pushed back. It looks like he's going to be just a little bit short.
Now, you got to imagine that Blue Ridge has some kind of counter to that play. They've obviously run it twice in a row. I don't know if you go to the well a third time here in the same, you know, third time in a row on the same drive, even though you only need a yard.
Ish. Not
long,
quite as
long
generous a
yard.
spot as I was expecting.
Yeah,
it.
you're right. Yeah, that is.
I thought he was very close to it, but we're way up here. So now come out with a man in motion. Toss this one to Harris, who tries the right side, still on his feet as he picks up a Comfort Fit Dentures first down and then some more as he goes 9 yards to move the chains.
Well, this is obviously something that the coaches saw for Blue Ridge that they could take advantage of. But you notice it's not taking a long time for Harris to get to the line. They pitch it to him. He is going north-south, and I think that's something that Blue Ridge could have taken advantage of maybe in the first half. Those plays were just taking a little too long. Now you set this up, a counter that does take a little long might be okay.
Confusion here. But
boy.
They look like they got a lot of purple out there. Nobody is stopping anything. The play clock is expiring, but they get the play off. Now rolling to the left and flipping this one out of bounds. That was disheveled from the start.
Well, and I think they had a receiver go the wrong way. Noah Chi ran the wrong route and ran into another receiver. And so I think Berlin just kind of did a smart thing there and threw it out of bounds. Somewhere in the vicinity of would be Barton.
But they're just having a hard time getting everybody in and out like they want. They had those first 3 plays that were very simple.
Yeah.
Hand off to Harris and just run it down. Now Simmons is out wide left. He hasn't been out there for the first 4 plays on the offensive side. As the shotgun snap had Berlin looking in that direction. Now tucks it. Nope. Now he's going to flip that one out of bounds. Might be grounding again.
Yeah, but didn't get to the line of scrimmage. There was a receiver there, but
well, if there's a receiver there, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I'm not sure the line of scrimmage is a factor in only in the NFL. So he did have a receiver. He kind of bounced it to Simmons. But yeah, Berlin he just doesn't have that same poise, you know, that a senior has. As you know, Marble's a fantastic player, and so he got happy feet back there. He's not sure if that pocket's going to collapse or not, and so he's not sure what to do with it.
Now they're on the 36. His 3rd and 10 is snapped. Gun rolling to the left. Unloads this one down the sideline. It looked like he was trying to drop that one into double coverage right on the sideline looking for Simmons. That's a tough throw.
And I'm not sure why, but and maybe it's something with Berlin, but they always seem like they're rolling to his left. And that's very, very difficult. I mean, it's just counterintuitive. I'm not sure why they're not rolling him out to the right. You know, the left every now and then, but it's been almost solely to the left.
So they're going for it on 4th and 10, kind of in no man's land.
Yeah.
Simmons keeping an eye on him as now he's given a little bit of space wide left. Now a man goes in motion in that direction as Berlin looked like he had some Round Valley players leaning. And that's the call.
Oh, I don't. I mean, once you enter the neutral zone in high school football, it's offside, so there's no getting back.
That's huge because it makes it 4th and 5.
Yeah, definitely more manageable now.
Now, Round Valley had a hold called against it on 2nd and 1. And couldn't get any points, and now jeopardizing a defensive stop by getting into the neutral zone. 8 minutes and 9 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, 7-0.
But yeah, the play, the call, I mean, you got 10 seconds on the play clock, and you are nowhere near set yet.
5 seconds as now they're still in motion. 4 seconds as Berlin's under center. Turn, reverse it. Simmons got some blockers going to the right side, but a nice recovery there by Round Valley. Still on his feet, though, and eventually brought down right at the line of scrimmage by Ziegler.
That one had disaster written all over it from the beginning as the Jackets are just not getting set by formation. And it's really the same formation. They're just running a double slot. with 2 tight ends as far as their personnel, but they just look off, and I just think it's tough to run an offense that you've only practiced for a week. I'm assuming
when that play starts, I mean, it looks like he's got 2 hats on hats there. But just credit Round Valley, they swarmed him.
Yeah, he didn't get north. He kind of just ran down the sideline a little bit too much, and that cost him.
So Round Valley, after it was held to 3 plays, is having Marble keep this one as he tries to serpentine his way to the right of the line and might be fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage. So right now both fronts are really taking things over here in the third quarter.
Yeah, much better job by, as you said, both fronts. But the Jackets skill guys look a little uninspired. They're just not playing with the same energy that we have seen them play with earlier on in the season. Now it's been several weeks since we've seen Blue Ridge. But they just don't look like they're playing with that fire.
2nd and 12 as Marble wound up losing 2. The Elk have not been able to get the offense in gear here in the second half as Marble now runs the option to the left side, and he's going to spin back.
Boy.
He's got all sorts of space. He's got one man to beat. He's trying to get to the sideline. Byers is able to put a hat on him and force him out of bounds right at the yard marker, but Marble, good heavens.
But they still try to tackle high. You know, Marble's a strong kid. He's a senior. You know, Byers just got pushed off him. Tricky came over and tried to get him high, and Marble just shed that one. He was already out of bounds. But the Jackets have got to start going to the legs a little bit more because these Round Valley ball carriers are getting a lot of yards after contact.
That's a Comfort Fit Dentures first down after it looked like he was bottled up.
Yeah. But
7
nobody
minutes.
can contain.
Well, credit Marble for having the line of sight there and then the ability to spin and then pursue as he's got 2 receivers to the left. He's rolling in that direction. On the move, he unloads. Dangerous throw.
I think it was intercepted.
It might be intercepted. It was intercepted by James.
Well, they ran that same play, and that time Samuel James, that ball was in the air a long time, and Samuel James able to just step inside the would-be receiver, the intended target there, Whiting, and steps in and does a good job of taking that one, keeping it off the ground, and that's could be a big momentum breaker, a momentum
not just
builder. I don't know.
Not just hanging in the air a long time. He was staring him down.
He was staring him down.
That
I've never understood this, and I was lucky enough to play for Coach Moore. Why would you go away from what's working? Round Valley has run the ball at will tonight, and then the last couple plays they've kept it with Marble and they've had him throw it, and they just haven't been able to get anything going.
Berlin rolls to his left. Unloads, trying to get that one to Simmons, but short hops him. He's now 0 for his last 10.
Yeah, and again, rolling it to the left. I understand the rollout. I definitely. I mean, you're getting him more time. That's great. But why the left? The shoulders are so important when you do that, and then they're already facing the wrong direction. And we've seen him throw 2 in the dirt now, and he sailed 1 high.
Ball is right at midfield, maybe just on the Blue Ridge side. 7-0, the Yellow Jackets trail. 6:47 to go here in the third quarter.
And I don't know what's wrong with going back to Carlo Harris running right up the middle.
Instead, you're going to have Barton in the backfield, Berlin's left. 2 receivers coming out wide on this direction as they're again rolling him in this spot. Now trying to stop and unload. Flips this one where he's got his man caught Simmons. And he's able to hang on to it for a Comfort Fit Dentures first down.
Well, great job by Cochran to be right there for the tackle, but just good separation by Simmons. And then, we've seen Berlin miss 10 in a row and comes back with a big one. Simmons did a really good job, though, of coming back to the ball and helping out his quarterback that time. And so finally a big play for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets.
Simmons' second touch since the first quarter. And then he had that reverse that on 4th and 5 that looked like it had a chance, but let's see what they can do to try to continue to get him as they run the draw to Barton. He's got all sorts of space as he gets to the left side and then starts fanning out toward the sideline as a Comfort Fit Dentures first down on a gain of 18.
Well, I know I've been a little critical of the execution in the formations, but a great job of executing that one as the line just came right past Barton and good timing by Berlin to tuck that under. But I will say one big major difference, though, Round Valley going after Barton's legs, and he's not able to get rid of the tackler.
Harris is in the backfield now, 6 minutes to go, and Blue Ridge back in the red zone. Turn, give to Harris as he tries to find some space on the left side. Slips one tackler, still on his feet. He's in the end zone. A Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown. 14 yards out.
And, that big play by Simmons there's the life. We saw Barton come in with a lot of energy on his last run, and Carlo Harris at that time would not go down until he was 4 yards into the end zone. So definitely you can see a kick in the energy for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jacket skill players.
I think that he's got 32 yards here in the second half, in the third quarter.
Carlo Harris, yeah. So now this is Samuel James in for the point after.
Snap is down, it's low, and might have been blocked. So Round Valley holds on to a lead, but Blue Ridge with a huge sign of life. 7-6, the Elk leads. 5:50 to go in the third quarter. It's Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on NightTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Brody Crick on the Northland Pioneer College kickoff. Ooh, one man away. But he winds up getting brought down at the 30. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. Pay the lowest tuition in the state. And now this is becoming a big possession here for Round Valley, which is yet to move the chains here in 2 possessions in the third quarter.
Well, and it's another momentum situation. Can Blue Ridge keep the momentum that they got on offense and get this onto the defensive side? Or does Round Valley make some big plays here, get a couple first downs, and take that momentum back over to their side of the field?
Clark, who had 33 yards in the first half, just 1 carry in the second for 2. Baker is yet to get a touch out of the backfield as well.
And I think they just abandoned the run a little too early.
Nobody's back there with Marble, but now he's got a man coming in motion. Crick gets the handoff. Now he turns it up over the 35 and winds up gaining 5. That's the speedy freshman.
He does bring some speed, for sure. And you could see Marble had a little bit of a hard time getting in the ball because he was to the center so quickly. Not used to the timing perhaps on that one.
Winds up gaining 5. He got there so fast I thought it was going to be a pretty short gain, but here he is lined up again wide left. Ziegler off the line on the right side. Nobody's in the backfield again with Marble, who drops back. He's looking to the left. Now he's going to unload. He's looking for Crick, who's going to have to come back and call this one. No, it's caught at the 30. No, he did not bring it down, but there's no flag.
How is that not pass interference?
Look at the Round Valley coaches are losing their minds.
They're breaking that one up.
How is that not pass interference?
He never turned to look. He ran into him.
But I don't know that he did run into him. That's probably the only saving grace.
Well, but there's body contact. I mean, if he was shooting a layup, he'd be getting free throws.
But I don't know. I don't think he did have contact. I think he put his hands up, but I don't think he ran into him, and I think that's the only thing that saved him. But he did yank that ball away.
I'm pretty sure there was some contact at the chest region. But now 3rd and 5, and again an empty backfield. Trying to set up a run to Crick as he's going to the far side. Slips one tackler, still on his feet as he's pretty close to the yard marker, but I don't think he got it. I think Round Valley's coaching staff has every right to be furious at this point.
Well, Crick comes in, and we don't have him on the roster. He is very fast, but not necessarily the biggest. And the Jackets able to bring him down pretty soon after contact as he's going to get a little rest here. So big 4th down here, and I like that Round Valley's doing it. Going for it. I've got to keep it in the hands of Marble here.
38-yard line, 4th down and a long 2. Baker's in the backfield with him as Blue Ridge is trying. Oh, they pulled that one and flipped that one out to Jordan, who's got his first catch. A Comfort Fit Denture first down at the 50. Oh, shades of Dick Tomey. Load everybody up on the line and do a little play action to the tight end.
Little 12 line pass right there. Two tight ends, release one of them, and go for it right there. And there was traffic there. It was Jordan was open, but not wide open. And so credit Marble for hanging in there and delivering a strike to his big tight end.
13 yards to move the chains. Oh, that was gutsy. 1st and 10 in Blue Ridge territory, leading 7-6. Baker gets the call, starts curling around the right side of the line. He's stopped by Tricky and has a pretty good gain of 6. Now, Mike, you've been saying the Elk are gaining yards pretty easily with Baker and Clark, and here they're kind of proving you right.
Yeah, I don't know. And again, not sure why you go away from it. Don't go away from it until they stop you. And it's not once, right? They can't just stop you once and then you go away from it, because once, who knows, somebody could have had it, could have tripped into it. You know, keep going until they stop you consistently.
2nd down and 4. In the backfield alongside Marble is Baker still. Got 3 receivers coming in this direction as he's going to keep this one, run up the gut, have about 5 yards, maybe 7 actually, after he falls forward and has a Comfort Fit Denture first down. Tricky with the stop.
And Tricky's playing about 6-7 yards deep. And
for
Marble's getting to him, or actually any of the ball carriers are getting to him so quickly he's not even able to come up and stop him for a shorter gain. So credit Round Valley for, as I mentioned, taking the momentum back from the field, as we got the clock is not
the play clock isn't running, and it's set 12. So this is, again, been an issue that the Round Valley coaching staff has been frustrated by, as their man goes in motion behind the line. Give this one to Baker, who's met behind the line and is dropped for a 3-yard loss by Barton.
Well, and that's really the first time all night that Blue Ridge has stopped Round Valley in the backfield. Barton doing a great job of coming through his assignment and getting to the ball carrier. Now, that doesn't mean you abandon the run. I know you're behind the sticks now, but what do you got? 13, 14 yards? And it's only 2nd down. Don't abandon the run necessarily here.
Clocks both seem to be operating right now, as there's 2:24 to go in the 3rd quarter. Round Valley converted on 4th and 2 on their own 38. The Elk now facing 2nd and 13. As they fake the handoff, Marble flips this one out. He's got a man caught open on the wheel route. That's Ziegler down the far sideline, brought down at the 15. A big hit. Byers there, but Round Valley sideline is hyped after they pick up the Comfort Fit Dentures first down.
Yeah, Brody Ziegler, what a great play call. Good play action. Yep, and you look at Byers not going for the legs again, trying to go high, and the 6'2" Ziegler said, I don't think so. Sit down.
That's 20 yards. 45 on the day for Ziegler. Marble's thrown for 107, and whistle stop play.
I think they're having to stop play because of the play clock issues.
The play clock has been an issue. It's been all over the place, and it doesn't seem as if anybody has been awarded a timeout. They're telling everybody to stay on the field, but only Blue Ridge is right now being awarded the memo. Round Valley.
Yeah, their coaches are still out there. And they told the Blue Ridge coaches, you got to come off.
Now.
So they're trying to get the play clock.
They're talking upstairs.
Yeah.
It's right now flashing. You know, it is Halloween weekend.
That's true. Haunted.
Now it's running at 20. Round Valley had a flag thrown against it on its first possession when it seemed as if the play clock had been in a hurry.
Well, and the officials can just decide that they're going to just keep it on the field. Yeah, it's got problems. And now it's off completely, so.
This is a luxury that we've started to see more this year. It's not anything that is necessary by any stretch, but both of these teams have had it for all of their home games, so it might require a small bit of adjustment to go back to the old school.
Yeah, but, you know, this is unfortunately one of the problems when your head coach is the athletic director, because, you know, usually your athletic director would probably be able to come up and check it and see, know what's going on, but we may not have that situation here.
Temperature is descending. Yeah, we had
spoken like a true Flatlander.
Oh man, I am chilly.
Yeah, I really just zipped up my coat for the first time a couple minutes ago.
Well, two of my coats are already
my
zipped
one
up.
coat. I just got one coat.
My third coat is about to
get zipped.
Engage. All right, first and 13. The scoreboard is also a little wonky. Clock running under 2 minutes. 7-6, Round Valley leading and in the red zone after the big passing play between Marble and Ziegler. Now keeps that one as he starts bouncing to the right side. Looked like he had a blocker, but Simmons was able to dispatch him with relative ease. I didn't see who was there, but Marble came in this direction thinking that somebody had a hat on Simmons, and he winds up getting 5 when it looked like he thought he might have more.
Yeah, Simmons, the one thing that the Jacket tacklers need to do a better job, like Simmons is going for the ball too early. And that's what I think allowed Marble to pick up those 2 or 3 extra yards. Simmons got to make the tackle, let the second guy come in and go for the strip.
Ball is inside the 10, 2nd and 5, 1 minute and 12 seconds left. Baker on Marble's left. Fake the handoff, keeps that one as he starts chipping his way up the middle, approaches the 5, might have gained a couple.
Marble just does a great job of being patient and try to have vision. He's not necessarily being fast through there. He's just picking his way through traffic, finding those lanes, and because the Jacket defenders aren't wrapping up very well tonight, he's been able to do that and make something out of nothing.
Last 2 possessions for Round Valley ended with attempted field goals. No points. 7-6 lead right now, 3rd down and 4. Marble fakes the handoff, flips this one, looking for Jordan. There's contact in the end zone, no flags, and it's incomplete.
I think the officials just decided it really, that was just a miscommunication between Jordan and Marble. Jordan came underneath the defender. Marble thought he was going to the corner of the end zone. So now, 4th down, Round Valley has a decision here. You have a 1-point lead. Putting 3 points on does help a little bit because then it takes it out of the field goal situation for Blue Ridge. But there is a lot of clock left. And so, again, I think Round Valley has been able to run the ball and pick up 4 yards when they've needed to. Watch that line pass. You might need to dump the tight end.
This was a lengthy huddle. It seems as if the play clock should be getting short, but nobody's signaling yet. Round Valley going for it. Fake the toss. Rolling out. Looking toward the end zone. Throw this one where it's caught inside the 5. Jordan's got that one. Should be enough for a first down. Very close to a touchdown. Looks like he stopped at the 1.
That's just really not very good coverage by the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. Jordan released to the corner, went deep, and then came back underneath, and no defender came with him. And Jordan was able to come underneath and pick up that first down. So very headsy route running by Jordan there to make himself available for his quarterback.
Comfort Fit Denture first down has it now spotted outside the 1. 1st and goal, 10 seconds left in the 3rd. 7-6, Round Valley leading. Don't think it needs to get the snap off, but they're going to do so anyway. Fake the handoff to Baker, turns his back, tries to push his way in.
Yeah.
And Marble looks like he's going to be said to be short.
Yeah, but that will be the last play of the. Yeah, I don't think he got in.
Kraus was there with the stop.
And goal. Get loud, Lawrence.
All right, we'll see if we can show you a replay of that one, as that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. 7-6. The championship game is tight. Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
7-6. Round Valley leads and is on the 2-inch line?
Yeah, they are on the doorstep.
Now they're not going to go under center. Baker is standing on Marble's right. He gets the call. He tries to jump into the end zone, and they're up. Okay. A Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown. The Elk are poised to go ahead by 8. Here's a question, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you do here. You kick it.
Well, if you go for 2, I mean you can make it a 9-point game.
We've seen Blue Ridge's point after try. Wasn't very pretty, but they're just going to go for 1, make it an 8-point game. But now you kind of take the decision-making out of Blue Ridge's hands, and make them go for 2, I guess.
Good snap. Marble's kick is away, and good. Well, if he had that one in the first half, that would have been a different story. Instead, the Elk lead 14-6 here at Blue Ridge High School. 11:55 to go. Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
14-6.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right, not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Part of that thing.
14-6. Round Valley with the lead. Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. You'll pay the lowest tuition in the state. The last time that Marble had this opportunity, he worked hard to keep it away from Simmons. The first time, he just hit it into the end zone, and he's kicking a low-line drive right at him, and he's got that at the 1-yard line. Simmons with an opportunity as he's already at the 20, through a couple of blockers as he's at the 30. Loses the football, and it's going to be picked up by the Elk. Cochran comes away with it after it looked like Simmons finally provided an opportunity to make a big play, was in the process of doing it. Luker is there to strip him, and then Cochran falls on it, and that, this is putting Round Valley at the door.
Yeah, that's a big play, especially because Simmons had done such a good job of getting to midfield and was on his way. And Luker, we've watched Blue Ridge try all night to strip the ball. Luker gets in there, as Simmons only had one hand on it, and comes away with a big turnover.
11:47 to go, and excellent field position starting in Blue Ridge territory. Marble with Baker on his left. Receivers going out to the right side from the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off. Baker goes to the right side, bounces off a man at the line of scrimmage, still on his feet as he approaches the yard marker, winds up gaining 8.
How many times have we seen the pile up, right, for Blue Ridge on defense? They pile up because everything's up high. Why? Because they're going after the ball. And so when you keep going after the ball, well, the ball carriers are going to be very protective of it. They know it's coming. You got to go low and allow them to think that you're not coming after the ball quite as much, and just make some tackles. You're allowing Round Valley ball carriers to get 3-4 extra yards every time they touch the ball.
Second down, maybe 3. This time the receiver's coming out to the wide side on the left. The open side. Luker, who stripped that football, goes in motion to the right side. And Marble's going to keep this one. Cuts to the left, cuts back to the right, still on his feet as he goes over the 30. Looked like he was going to be fortunate just to get to the yard marker. Instead winds up gaining 8 and a Comfort Fit Dentures first down.
Well, defensive linemen do a good job of going to the feet. But all the linebackers are trying to go high, and you watch Marble, he just bounces off one, bounces off the other, because they're not stopping his legs, and he does a great job of keeping the legs moving.
29-yard line, 10:43, and left in the ball game after the game's first turnover. The second turnover from the Yellow Jackets. Marble hands this to Baker, goes along the left side, and is able to bully his way over the 25 down to maybe the 23, gains 6 or 7.
I mean, I would like to give credit to Baker, but he's encountering zero defense until he's about 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. The offensive line is just imposing their will on Blue Ridge's front. They're just getting great push down the field and allowing these ball carriers to get big chunk plays.
2 receivers going out wide right. That includes Luker and Wilson. Instead, Marble's keeping this one. Fans out to the right side, cuts it back along the hash, gets inside the 10. He's got enough for a Comfort Fit Dentures first down, and it's going to be 1st and goal after Simmons makes the stop.
And again, just the energy level for the Yellow Jackets. I mean, you look at Hunter Kraut. I mean, he just kind of laid into the offensive lineman there. Just not a whole lot of energy from the Blue Ridge side. Round Valley came to play, and they need to match that energy.
Well, this is a Round Valley team that comes in with a 5-4 record, but is basically 3 plays away from being 8-1 as the Yellow Jackets are.
Well, Blue Ridge is 1 play away from being 9-0.
Yes, that's right.
But tonight,
Baker spinning around, still on his feet as he gets inside the 5 and is now very close to the goal line. Instead, he's down just shy. But I'm bringing that up because win or lose this game, Round Valley seems like it's probably going to be in, and this is a very top-heavy 3A conference this year.
Very.
And how would you like to be lined up in your first-round game against this Round Valley team?
Round Valley's your number 16 seed?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. That's not the matchup you would be hoping for if you're the number 1 seed. Be kind of like the Dodgers having to play the Diamondbacks.
Well, I mean, is Mojave missing like 5 starters when they do this? Is that
maybe?
That I guess would be the big question if we're trying to draw the comparison. How is that excuse making?
Hey, you had Clayton Kershaw. He's a Hall of Famer. Got drilled.
He's old and
hurt.
Old.
He is old.
He's playing with one good arm, and it's the one with the glove on. Oh gosh. Marble keeps this one, goes to the right side, still on his feet as he is over the goal line. I think that's in.
Look at where the linemen are. The linemen are in the end zone. There's just zero resistance for the Yellow Jackets right now.
Touchdown for
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown makes it 20-6 after the fumble.
Number 3, Riker Marble.
Well, that's not the way the seniors hope to draw it up tonight. But Blue Ridge, their guys just haven't played as well. They've had a great season, but just tonight don't have that edge, and it's shown so far. So Blue Ridge would love to try to block this one, force Marble to maybe push it right.
They get some pressure, but he kicks that one high and deep and good.
Would have been good from about 40.
21-6, 8:43 to go. Still lots of time, but the Yellow Jackets got a hustle. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. Pay the lowest tuition in the state. This time they're going to stay away from Simmons, but it runs up being roughly the same thing as Simonton was able to run underneath that and wisely didn't call fair catch as he gained about 5, 6, 7 yards after he made the catch.
Yeah, I mean, basically brought it right back out to midfield without the fumble. So now, the short field really helps Blue Ridge in this situation with time a factor now. Now, Blue Ridge hasn't used any timeouts in this second half, and so that should help them out a little bit too.
I'd also note that when they scored, the Yellow Jackets only needed 4 plays, so they can do it quickly. But Round Valley, since its first 2 drives in the second half, has found its offensive rhythm, and was bleeding an awful lot of clock by keeping it on the ground. So this is a 15-point game, 2 possessions. 8:39 is enough time, especially with the full allotment of timeouts. But they're going to have to hustle. As Barton is in the backfield, Berlin is waiting for the officials to provide the go-ahead. Got the umpire standing over the.
I think we got the chain issue,
and that you can't blame technology on that.
Yeah, I think they got it. They're close. There we go.
All righty. Well, now hold on a minute. Now somebody's coming off of the
trainer.
Blue Ridge sideline.
That's the Blue Ridge trainer. We might need some tape for the chains.
Ooh.
Oh.
Did you see the Suns game at Golden State? Old lady fell over in the first row and they had to stop the play.
I did not see that.
Just only bring it up because it seems like it happened again. All right, here's Berlin. Shotgun snap. You had to wait for it a little bit. Now comes back. Has Barton wide open. Caught at the 30. Defender falls down, but he's going to be brought down from behind. A Comfort Fit Dentures first down and a gain of 28.
Tell you what, that ball was up in the air a long time, but Barton did a good job of coming back for it. He saw it, whereas Trace Whiting did not, and overran that one. So, as you mentioned, Derek, 4 plays to score last time. They're looking to try to do the same thing here.
3 receivers going to the left. Simmons is in the middle of them. Rolling in that direction now. Sums this one back. Caught by Robinson as he's got some convoy in front of him, but go down into 10. Eventually brought down by Marble, but it's taken 2 plays to go 40, maybe 50 yards, and it's 1st and goal with 8 minutes and 14 seconds left.
I'll tell you what, how good is Riker Marble? There's 4 linemen down there, and he's able to get through and stop the touchdown. The clock is running, though. Jackets taking a long time to get this one in, and now they're going to have to call a timeout.
Under 8 minutes to go, 21-6. Round Valley leads, but Blue Ridge is threatening. It's Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
After the timeout, Blue Ridge now has 2. From the 5, toss this one to Harris, runs to the left side and is able to force his way over the goal line. A Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown makes it 21-13. That took 3 plays.
3 plays, and now the Jackets have to decide, do they go for 2 now or do they go for 2 later?
We kick the extra point now, right?
I think you go for 2 here because then you kind of know where you stand. You know, if you're down 9, it seems like I run the same play.
Turn, toss, Harris, left side, he's in.
Well, that's
Two-pointer.
been the most successful play for Blue Ridge all night.
21-14, all eyes back on Round Valley. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Nope.
It's a tough game out there. We can help you reach your goals and come out victorious. Need help paying for college? Let the financial aid experts at Northland Pioneer College help you qualify for federal, institutional, or tribal grants. See our website at npc.edu for details. Northland Pioneer College. Expanding minds, transforming lives.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Northland Pioneer College kickoff when it's
That's
time to
pretty
kick
good.
off your college education. Do so at Northland Pioneer College. As Crick let that one bounce, it didn't go into the end zone. Now he's forced to spin out over the 20, and it winds up costing him a couple of yards. Chi there with the stop. Round Valley a little on its heels after the turnover right now is the difference in the ball game.
Well, and I tell you what, not having Connor Luker, who we
he's out there.
is-
He's out there now.
He's out there. Huh. Okay, that's a good thing for Round Valley because he's a very vital part of both their offense and defense.
Keep an eye on Brett Jordan, who had 2 catches on that last drive for 19 yards, both of them coming on dire situations. One on 4th and 2, the other on 3rd after a penalty. A little bit of movement in the backfield. Now there comes the flag. Handoff is going to Baker. That was Marble who kept it, but I think that his running back was shuffling his feet.
He's been very close to doing that all night, but has just gotten away with it. But right there,
Against Round Valley.
right there for Blue Ridge, you see a different Aiden O'Gween, a defensive lineman making the tackle, able to bring him down quickly instead of allowing the ball carrier to bounce off of arm tackles.
Moves it back to just over the 15. Now, 7:49 to go, and it ought to be noted that Round Valley has only required 7 plays to score 2 touchdowns and didn't have an opportunity because of a huge return that took it out to midfield. So the Elk need to get some first downs, if absolutely nothing else, as Crick gets the option and is able to force his way over to about the 18, but it's only a gain of 3.
You know, that play looked like it was going to go somewhere, but the toss was a little bit high. And good sure-handed tackle. Again, tricky on the tackle, and the ball carrier, Crick, doesn't have a lot of weight to him, and so comes down a little bit better, easier than, say, Marble or Baker. And so you got, isn't it 3rd down?
No,
there's a penalty.
because
That's right.
the shift.
Yeah, that was a penalty. If I'm Round Valley, I'm going to keep this on the ground one more time.
Blue Ridge does have 2 timeouts. 7 minutes to go, and Clark in the backfield. Marble tried to do the draw. Instead, he's going to have to keep that one and eventually get forced out of bounds on a sack.
That's even worse because it stops the clock for your opponent. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't end up giving it to him. I don't know if he didn't like it or
don't know if Clark was looking for it.
Or there was some confusion there for sure. Now, you definitely got to be telling your defensive, your linebackers, you got to watch the screen pass here, and you got to find somebody's got to account for Jordan.
3rd down and about 15. They got to take it over the 30 to get the first down. Jordan's going to go wide to the right side.
And he's going to be in man coverage with Simonton.
Trips coming to the left. Clark in the backfield. From the shotgun, Marble. Deep drop. Looking to that direction. Now flips this one up where he's got Chris open. Caught at the 45. Crick, I beg your pardon. As he's still on his feet all the way into Blue Ridge territory. The freshman making a huge play. And how about both the Round Valley coaching staff and Marble going to him on 3rd and 15.
And just ran right by the would-be defender. And that is Daniel Rodriguez. He's a sophomore who I don't think plays very much. I don't know if they have an injury or something. But, oh, yeah, they do. Noah Chi is out of the game. He's down here on the table, and that's probably who would have been in coverage over there. And so they bring in a sophomore, and he gets beat on a crucial 3rd down play.
49 yards on that Comfort Fit Dentures first down. And now he gets, it's Marble keeping that one as he tries to go over the left side. Tricky's there hitting him hard. Clock running, though, 6:37. And that very well could, when you look at the ease with which Blue Ridge has been scoring, might have saved the Round Valley season to a degree.
For sure. And, again, I'm going to expect with just over 6 minutes to go here, I'd watch for Round Valley just keep this ball on the ground. You know, if you get in a 3rd and long situation, okay, go to the air and on a safe route. But otherwise, you have to keep this ball on the ground.
Trying to allow as much of the play clock to Vamoose as possible. High snap brought back. Crick trying to bounce this one outside. Winds up going over the 30, maybe the 29. So the freshman, who's a little dude, little compared to everybody else. I think as far as freshmen go, he's probably of a pretty good stature, but get a little interesting watching him coming out of the backfield. And the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets have been really reaching for the football on a lot of these carries, and the freshman's able to keep his hands on it.
Yeah, very good job. He does not run like a freshman. He definitely has some maturity to him. Big third down here, though. If Round Valley decides to keep it on the ground, they may go for it again on fourth down.
They need 3. The Elk move Crick over to Marble's left. 3 receivers going in that direction as well as he gets – no, Marble's going to keep that one. Run to the left. Popped. Simmons hit him hard, but it might not matter. Tricky.
That's a pretty nice spot. I think they gave him a lot of forward progress, and they're going to say first down.
First down, Round Valley.
Comfort Fit Dentures first down. 93 yards on the ground for Marble, 162 yards through the air. Interception. Big tackle that saved a touchdown momentarily. Bringing up the player of the year debate here.
Yes.
What do you think?
It's hard to debate right now because he is carrying his team right now. And, of course, obviously if Round Valley wins the region championship, you got to look to their best player, and that's been Riker Marble.
4:50 to go. This drive started with about 7.5. Handoff. Nope. Marble keeps that one. Serpentines up the middle where he's able to continue to keep the pile moving forward to 20-yard line. Gain of 5. Kraus with the stop.
But again, Kraus getting blown back about 5 yards, so not able to make contact until that point. I mean, Kraus is playing on the defensive line, I believe. No, he is playing linebacker, but still, he's got they showed blitz. You know, at some point, you might have to run a run blitz and try to keep these ball carriers in front of you, because if you allow Round Valley to score with this time, probably ball game.
2nd and 5. Luker's in motion going right to left. High snap. Give it to Crick. Cuts it up, and he's in the open field. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Round Valley. 20 yards out of Mount Mobile Auto Glass score, and the freshman did so much of it. Well, hold on. There's a flag down.
Yeah, of course. Boy, and again, does it seem like the Blue Ridge players are just stopping? I wonder if there was a penalty before the play even started. Because that looked very
Another
weird.
shift.
Yeah.
Illegal motion.
Well, I mean, if you're looking for a bright side for Round Valley, the clock's under 4 minutes.
Right. And you get another chance to run offense.
5-yard penalty.
Tell you what, though, how impressive is it? Round Valley's got 3 running backs plus Marble who can come at you, all with different styles. That's a nice luxury to have heading into the playoffs with the assumption that we're making that they're going to get
You know who that reminds me of? Your Arizona Wildcats.
Yes, it is. If they're healthy. If they're all healthy.
They're 21-14 still. After that touchdown doesn't count, they're going to fake the handoff. No, Crick does get that one. Runs to the right side, but this time Blue Ridge a bit better at bottling up. Still a 5-yard gain for him.
I guess I have to give the benefit of doubt to the Jackets that the whistle must have been blowing on that last one because they just really looked like they just stopped.
Now, question.
You got to start thinking about timeouts.
That's where I'm going. If you get the stop, flag, we got one of the officials blowing the play dead.
It's against Blue Ridge.
Somebody might have said the magic word. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
What is that?
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, yeah, that's
a
horrible time to lose your composure.
And
that's going to put him first and goal.
We have no idea who might have said or done anything.
Mm-hmm.
It happened, and the most amazing thing is it was the most emotionless.
Yeah, it was during the huddle.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So that's a Comfort Fit Denture first down inside the 10. With Crick on his right, Marble from the shotgun. Hands it to the freshman. Tries going to the left. He's still on his feet. He gets to the 5. He bounces it out. No, he's still on his feet after he slips another tackler. It takes 5 Yellow Jackets to bring the freshman down.
Yeah, he's been very impressive here in this second half, and you can see Samuel James couldn't bring him down.
Two hands on the football. He's done this before.
I don't, and it's been a while since we've covered Round Valley, but we didn't see him. So
he's done this before.
He's looking like a seasoned veteran out there.
Luker out wide. Jordan going to go down to the tight end on the left side of the line. from the pistol. Crick is back. Marble's going to keep this one. Spins around at the 5 and then brought down. Now there's 2 minutes and 27 seconds after Harris makes the tackle, and Blue Ridge will take a timeout. 3rd and goal. And, I mean, at this point in time, Round Valley gets any points. It's going to probably do it, right?
Yeah, I think for sure. Even if Blue Ridge can find a way to score, it's still not enough time in high school football, really. Now, we have seen Blue Ridge score very quickly, but
then you got
it twice.
I mean, the whole onside kick thing's coming into play.
Right.
Let's see if we can.
And Round Valley again. They're at what, third and 3. They can keep it on the ground. However, I know it would stop the clock possibly if it's incomplete, but play action. I would like to see Jordan, if he's lined up as a tight end on the left side, just slip it through and run along the back of the end zone and see if he can't get open.
Final, Page 33, Chinle 26. So Page finishes the season undefeated in the North.
And they may not get in.
They were number 22.
They're not getting in.
We got a little bit of time. I'm scrolling. Holbrook 50, Tuba City 6. Arcadia 35, Vista Grande 6 in the third quarter. Arcadia is somebody that Snowflake might wind up matched up with. As Round Valley facing 3rd and 3. Fake the handoff. Marble is going to walk into the end zone. Well, no, he fumbles it, and the ball's out. Now it's recovered in the end zone, but they're going to say he was down. And there are flags as well.
I think the flag is to mark the fumble.
Okay. That is wisdom. And the officials are talking about the flag.
I mean, I'm from Round Valley. I'm tempted to run this and get the 6. Oh boy!
Oh, a holding flag.
Right there, huh? At the point where the tackle happened. When Marble changed directions, it probably caused the holding. That's a tough situation for a lineman to be in. I thought that was just to mark the fumble, but that may help Blue Ridge. It might help Blue Ridge in that Round Valley. If they don't get it here, they probably will for sure go for the field goal, and then it makes it just a 10-point score instead of a 14. So they need to stop here.
Clock runs, 2 minutes and 9 seconds left. Same formation, but with Crick on the left. Jordan down on the left of the line.
Let's go defense.
Ziegler's in motion behind the line. Fake the handoff. Now pass might have been deflected, but it's going to be hauled in by Whiting, who's going to be tackled rudely at the 5. And a quick timeout taken by Blue Ridge?
Yeah, because it should bring up 4th down. I would imagine now, since they're at the 5, I would imagine Round Valley will kick this one.
Timeout, Blue Ridge.
Eastmark leading Marcos Deniza 37-6. Push Ridge leading Safford 19-14.
That's an interesting game there.
Poston Butte leading Gila Ridge 27-0. That's a big one for Snowflake and Round Valley both. Get as many power points as possible. Another one is we'll have Sierra Linda and Snowflake for you next week, and they're leading Seton Catholic 17-15. Yuma leads Lake Havasu 41-10. Thunderbird leading Northwest Christian 20-13. Again, that is who the Lobos would be matched up with if the season had ended last week. Very interesting.
Well, let's see. I can't tell, but it looks like they're going to run offense. Oh no. Yep. Okay. Now I see where they. Jordan's going to hold.
So Blue Ridge without any timeouts, 1 minute and 51 seconds left, trying to do something to get in the backfield and keep this a one-possession ball game. The offense has been firing on all cylinders. Marble, who's 0 for 2, but this one from a pretty close range, has a good snap down. The kick is away. It's blasted. Is it straight? It is.
And that was probably the closest Blue Ridge had gotten to a block, but credit Marble just, again, doing all things for these Elks.
24-14, 1 minute and 46 seconds left. Cholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Since 2006, Beeler Orthodontics has been creating spectacular smiles in the White Mountains. Dr. Beeler and his team use innovative technology and cutting-edge orthodontics while still providing a hometown experience. From traditional braces and clear aligners to surgical orthodontics, Dr. Beeler works with smiles of all ages. So call them today to schedule a complimentary exam at 928-537-7775 or visit them at BeelerOrtho.com. Beeler Orthodontics. Live to smile, love your smile.
Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. It is, where you get the lowest tuition. He put that on the back line. He said, return this.
Yeah, little juice flowing through the leg of Riker Marble as he just hammers that one.
We have an incredulous Mike Caldwell over here. None of us thought that he was going to be able to blast that thing 70 yards.
Yeah, right into the end zone. Never a doubt. I'm not going to let Simmons touch it. Don't worry.
Oh, dude. All right. The Yellow Jackets have scored on their last 7 plays. A minute and 46 seconds, though, is keeping it tight. They don't have any timeouts. Is that enough time?
To score 10? I mean, it's possible. I'm going to put it at about a 0.5% probability, however.
Well, that's what everybody gave the Diamondbacks, and look at what they're doing.
You're right.
That one flipped over to Simmons. He's got a Comfort Fit Dentures first down as he runs that one out of bounds. It stops the clock with a minute and 41 seconds.
Boy, I tell you what, I'm gonna run Simmons on that crossing route again, and then I'm gonna put somebody deep coming in behind that, and I'm betting everybody's running to Simmons, and I'm gonna throw that ball right over the top. Should be wide open.
Simmons. Lost track of him. He's coming back over here to the right side. The play clock's still not working, so we don't know exactly where that is. Trying to crowd him a little bit as Berlin drops back. Now pressured, starts rolling to his right. Wants to unload this one. There's nobody home. Nice job just throwing that one away. Stops the clock with a minute and 35 seconds left.
Well, I mean, you just ran everybody deep. You left him with no safety valve there. And he could have. I mean, there was nobody in this whole sector right here. If he would have had just one route come back, I think they would have at least picked up 20, 25 yards.
Second and 10. Clock stopped at 95 seconds left. Berlin looking to try to quick hit, nearly intercepted. Luker thought he had the game on ice.
Yep, he sure did. Good route by James, but just watching it the whole way was Berlin, and Luker was watching Berlin. Stepped in front of that, but good zip on the ball, I think, kept Luker from intercepting that one.
I tell you what, who knows where Round Valley is going to wind up ranked, but somebody is going to use some adult language when they see that they're matched up with these guys after having a good season and getting a top seed. And this is coming to the near side, trying to find Simmons, posting up and can't come down with it. Whiting was there on the coverage. Now it's 4th down.
Well, I don't fault Berlin for that one. Throw it up to your best receiver, your possible player of the year candidate, and see if he can make something happen. And he almost did. He tipped that up. And so the game, this is for all intents and purposes the game right here.
Just 4th down and 10. Simmons lined up on the left side, trying to get this one to James, but it's out of bounds, and Round Valley's celebration is on. 24-14 with the lead. No timeouts left for the Yellow Jackets. And the Elk are your 3A East champions, having lost 3 games by a combined 7. That 5-4 record, very deceptive. And I had already said it, but I'll just reiterate. They say they wind up somewhere in the 10, 11, 12 range. That's going to be unfortunate for somebody.
And, Blue Ridge is probably hoping right now that they are not that matchup. Blue Ridge, I don't know what everybody else is doing. I'm going to have to look at it a little bit later tonight. Blue Ridge may have cost themselves a first-round home game with this. It is possible that they slip all the way to 9. I think they'll stay around the top 8, but you you never know. Nobody knows how PowerPoints work, and so you just
Well, and we learned that at the bigger conference levels, they use a multiplier to try to get things a little bit more evened up. So do they do anything like that to?
I haven't seen anything like that. I mean, the teams 5 through 9, maybe even 4 through 9, were very, very tight in the 3A East. I mean, in the 3A as far as PowerPoints go, and so you just don't know how these things are going to shake out.
Okay, so Sabino is playing Mojave,
and Mojave's 8.
Mojave's number 1.
I'm sorry. I was thinking.
So right now Sabino's number 7, and we have no idea how that one's going, but they are pretty darn close to Blue Ridge. Ben Franklin is number 8, and a little bit of a surprise, but they're playing Valley Christian.
Yeah, so
have fun with
that. So Blue Ridge might get away with it. Blue Ridge might get away with the loss.
Morenci is at Thatcher. That's interesting.
Yep, and Thatcher's 5 right
now.
Number
4.
4, yeah.
But then Florence had a tough matchup as well. They're at 10.
24, Valley, 14.
ALA Ironwood.
Yeah.
So I don't. You know what? We will continue this conversation right after this. Congratulations, Round Valley, winning the 3A East and running its record to 6-4. And now just got to wait and see what's going to happen. It's Show Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
24-14. Round Valley comes to Blue Ridge and is leaving region champs. You had guessed a final score of 24-21.
Yes.
It didn't hang a winner on that one, but
I thought I had it. I thought Blue Ridge was going to come down and score and at least make these last few seconds interesting and make myself a profit, but self-proclaimed, of course.
Okay. But I thought you were spelling that with an F. All right, so taking a look here at last week's rankings in the 3A conference, Round Valley started 16. Our concern at the start of the broadcast for the Elk was what was going on behind them. Odyssey Institute had already lost. Winslow seems like it's poised to win, but
all moot now.
It doesn't matter. They win, but now you're looking at what did Gilbert Christian do? Safford was trailing Push Ridge.
Yep.
So that's potentially going to help. ALA Ironwood and Florence are playing one another. If Florence is able to win that one, that's going to provide Round Valley with another boost.
I think Round Valley is going to end up 13, would be my guess. 12,
and
maybe
again,
12.
Imagine that. Thatcher having to replace so many, had a little bit of a rocky start to the year.
Yeah.
Seems like it's got its footing. and here you go, a team that you had narrowly beaten on a missed field goal last time that now seems like it's really kind of found its mojo.
The thing about Round Valley that we saw early in the season, they did all these things that we saw tonight, but they didn't do them as consistently as they did tonight. They were really executing very well tonight. Very few mistakes, very few costly penalties. I mean, the pass interference wasn't. I mean, that was kind of beyond their control, so to speak. And so I really think that they've just tried to focus on what they're good at. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not get too creative, because you got the skill players are great, and they put the ball, they move the ball around, give it to different guys, and just really do a great job of executing. And I think that was really the difference tonight.
Well, let's start with the Horn Auto Center drive of the game, because it felt like there were so many that were of the utmost importance at the time. Round Valley winning 21-14 or 24-14, but had 2 drives stall in the first half that could have made it somewhere in the neighborhood of 30-14. But because they stalled, I guess my first question is: do you choose to look at this as an offensive or defensive drive of the game?
Both.
And if so, give me one of each then.
Well, in a sense, both. I mean, because it starts with the Simmons fumble on the kick return. That drive, because Blue Ridge was on a comeback mission, and then Simmons has this big return. You're up 7 at that point, and when you put it to 21, you really put it to bed. And so I really believe that because that was Round Valley's first score of the second half.
So
and it was big.
Just to completely set that stage, Blue Ridge had scored in 4 plays, made it 7-6. Round Valley comes back and scores, but Blue Ridge seems like it has an immediate answer with Simmons on the big return.
Right.
The fumble, though, is now going to allow them to make it 21-6. So that is your offensive play of the game.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I mean, kind of defensive, offensive. So I didn't really have another defensive one. Sorry.
That's okay. I want to go. Let's go back to the first start, though, when it looked like Round Valley was on its heels at the start of it, really feeding Simmons, and go away from it. For reasons that we were trying to diagnose and couldn't really get to the bottom of. But the Elk forced the 4th and 2, get the stop.
Yeah.
And had Blue Ridge picked that up, I'm not saying they were going to put it in the end zone, but the momentum, the tenor, everything was going to be a little bit different for that first half.
Changes the whole complexion of the first half. Because Blue Ridge came out and was able to score, as you mentioned, in 7 plays in the second half. And so had they been able to score that 7 points in the first half, boy, that could have really changed things up. So you're right, that was a big defensive stop. And it really did change the momentum of the first half, and really Blue Ridge couldn't get anything going after that.
Those are the Horn Auto Center drives, plural, of the game. But now the Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game, is there any doubt? Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile. I guess there is some doubt. I mean, I would just say it's the strip and the recovery on Simmons' fumble.
The catch to Crick, long Crick on a 3rd and long situation, I think that was really the play of the game. I mean, because that, in essence, put it away. I mean, they only scored 3 on that one, but they kind of put it out of reach.
That was on 3rd down, if memory serves.
It was 3rd and 12.
Yeah.
And just a gutsy play.
Yeah, no, that might be it.
Blue Ridge had a sub in at that point, and they took advantage, and, boy, that was huge.
So that the Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile. Since we brought him up, Crick had some exciting returns, though they didn't really go for as many yards as it seemed like they could have potentially. That catch went for 49 yards, and he ran the ball 6 times for 22 yards. Looked like he had a touchdown at one point that was negated by a flag. Freshman.
And that was the biggest play of the game.
Yeah.
Right from scrimmage, 49 yards.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And again, I said it at the time, Round Valley's coaching staff, send him down the sideline. Marble, look for the freshman. Marble is senior. I have a freshman in my house, and the seniors don't really have a lot to do with him.
Right.
That I think shows an awful lot from everybody that was involved in that play call.
I think he's earned that respect, though, by watching him play tonight, for sure.
All right, Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. If you need glass for your home or business, Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
We usually don't give it to an offensive player. Carlo Harris had a pretty good one in the first half when he was on defense, but Ziegler caught a pass from Marble on the far sideline heading to our right, and he just lowered his shoulder into Trevor Byers, and it was a decleater for sure, and I think that really was the biggest hit of the game.
Yep. So that the Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. If you need glass for your home or business, Demers Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Call 1-888-GLASSMAN. We are right now planning to be at Snowflake for their regular season finale against Sierra Linda, the Lobos in Apache Junction, which had, speaking of being decleated last week, Poston Butte gapped them by about 50.
Mm-hmm.
So we're expecting the same sort of thing there. Snowflake was number 14 in the 4A rankings this week, seemingly okay. Not necessarily with the matchups that they were hoping for, but that is the plan. Going to see where everything shakes out in the small conferences that is going to be announced on Tuesday or Monday. Will it be Monday?
It might
be tomorrow. It is tomorrow. Okay.
Tomorrow.
So we'll just keep an eye on the social media, and we will confirm where it is that we will be for you. But right now the plan is Snowflake, as we send a thanks to all of our sponsors, especially Ace Hardware for giving you the keys to the game, Northland Pioneer College for sponsoring the kickoff, Horn Auto Center for the drive of the game, Beeler Orthodontics for the play of the game, Demers Glass shattering hit of the game, Comfort Fit Dentures first down. There are a lot of those, especially considering the relatively lower score, and Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdowns, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store for the halftime show. For Mike, Mel, and everybody else, I'm Derek Palmer. This has been the Show Ford presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 KNKI Pine Top and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Demers Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Comfort Fit Dentures, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, and Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 1067 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopeniki communications station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of iTalk 1067 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to iTalk1067.com.